Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and boy oh boy have we had a lot of stuff about DOA 6 drop today. I just tuned in to see the Pro Player exhibition, and we got a lot of stuff going from DLC to betas to tournaments and to the scandal, which we'll talk about at the end of the video here. But let's talk about some of the news pertinent stuff right now here first. This is a big one here. Dead or Alive 6 is getting another open beta, and man oh man, this is about as open as a beta will ever get. So launching February 22nd goes to February 25th, and it's basically the full game. So this is for PlayStation 4, Xbox. You can play 24 characters. You can play online and ranked. You have lobbies. You can have training. You have command, training mode, combo challenges, everything. And you can even play the first chapter of story mode. It's basically the full game. You get to try out everything you want. So if for some reason you weren't too satisfied with the last open beta, or you never tried it, hey, this is basically the full game, so now is the time to try, if it's ever going to be a time to try. Once again, starts February 22nd, ends on the 25th. Going along with that, they have announced their season pass, because all fighting games have season passes. That's just how this works. So we have a total of 62 costumes, because it's a very costume heavy game, right? People like to dress up, and plus now with there's like some amount of costume characterization and all, like messing around with the costumes and all that, so that'll be cool, right? Mai Shiranui from King of Fighters will be returning as part of this season pass. So she won't be making the base roster, but as a guest character she will be returning, and she will be bringing a friend. There will be one more character from King of Fighters joining Dead or Alive 6 besides Mai Shiranui. They have not said in any way, shape, or form who that character is going to be. Smart money is, if you put Terry Bogard in your game, you're going to make money, right? Terry's definitely made the rounds recently, though, so I don't know if that's going to be a case. Geese Howard's already in Tekken, so, well, Dead or Alive logic is it'd be one of the ladies, right? So then who would it be? I'm not really sure. Sure, it could be Blue Mary, could be Leona. That'd be pretty cool. Personally, I would love to see Vice, because Vice is my favorite character in KOF. But I don't think that one's gonna go down. But still, interesting anyway. So we got two characters from King of Fighters coming into Dead or Alive 6. Mai Shiranui and Unknown. The general reception for Mai Shiranui, because she was in Dead or Alive 5 last round, generally overwhelmingly positive. She was very fun to play and translated very well to the game, so I can't see anyone being anything less than happy with her being in the game as it currently stands. And the big hits just don't stop coming here. On top of all this, on top of the DLC stuff, on top of the big giant, basically full game demo stuff, we have announced the Dead or Alive 6 World Championship. So if you are familiar at all with, say, the Capcom Cup or, say, the Dragon Ball FighterZ World Tour, it's very much in the same vein. So they will have a season-long tournament structure, attending various tournaments throughout North America, Europe, and Asia throughout 2019. They have not said anything about like what tournaments where and all that kind of stuff. As a personal side, please come to Toryuken or Canada Cup. Canada is part of North America. Please don't forget about us. But besides that, so the total prize money pool will be 10 million yen, and that translates to just shy of roughly 100,000 American dollars. So that's very respectable. It's certainly more than most sort of like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, right, for prize pools. So, yeah, it's pretty dang cool. Definitely shows they're taking this game very seriously, and I'm over the moon for it, because personal bias here, I love Dead or Alive. I sincerely love it, and I hope, people get exposed to the fact that Dead or Alive is a really good series, and I think this will open some people's eyes that, hey, there's some serious money behind this, so you should probably, hey, check it out. Alright, so now let's talk the big one. I'm sure you probably heard about some whispers about this if you don't know the whole story already. So there was a little scandal with Dead or Alive 6 on EVO Japan's grounds. So the Pro Player exhibition went fine, went great, perfect. Some fun matches. And then they had a second stage show, and on the second stage show they had basically, I don't know what the proper term what Japanese people call them, but they're basically the equivalent of what we used to call booth babes back in the day. And we don't have them over here, but in Japan they're still very prevalent. And they had them hamming up the stage, and they were showing off some Dead or Alive stuff while shilling some sort of PC manufacturer stuff. And basically, long story short, they got into photo mode. And in photo mode, the only limits of any fighting game or video game photo mode, period, your only limits in a photo mode are limited by your creativity or your depravity. And for these upstanding ladies, depravity was the issue, as they started making some things that are all kind of wholesome look a little more unwholesome than they appear, such as a very wholesome pro wrestling move, a powerbomb by Bass, can look like something like this. And, you know, hey, Twitch liked it, right? And the viewership went up by several thousand, right? But in the end, we had Mr. Wizard here, who was the founder and runner of EVO, run this tweet stating, "The Dead or Alive ad that aired on our stream does not reflect the core values of EVO or of the FGC," and I'll talk about that in a second. "We ended the stream temporarily to protect the integrity of our brand, and we sincerely apologize to our fans." And then they dragged out poor old Markman, get him in front of the camera to make a statement here. I love Markman. He sold me one of those Daigo Mad Catz Beast shirts back in the day. Love it, still have it. And he said this.
We are watching EVO Japan live from Fukuoka. I just want to get on stream and apologize on behalf of Triple Perfect and, of course, EVO Championship Series. The stuff that was on stream just recently from one of our partners that were showcasing their recent title that is going to be coming out does not reflect, of course, the content and the intention of EVO. So we do apologize if we offended anyone during the broadcast. But, of course, the tournament will carry on, and we'll have, of course, more information on our Twitter, so make sure you guys follow and look forward to the rest of the event. Tasty Steve is here. You guys can see him. We are going to be getting on with the show.
Now, before anything else, I'll say this. Is EVO and EVO Japan allowed to, you know, not allow this kind of stuff on the stream? Hey, absolutely, of course. It's their stream. They can do what they want. But in the end, I got to assume this is like either inattentiveness or just incompetence by EVO staff. But the fact they didn't check up what the people on their main stream, on their main stage, is going to be showing. You think they'd have any kind of like, hey, you know, what are you doing, right? And like, what are you running? Because, you know, you're running it on our program. And apparently didn't happen because, you know, otherwise there wouldn't be this whole ruckamuck, right? So is it within their prerogative to not allow this stuff on the stream? Hey, yeah, perfect, yeah. But they did. And then now it's like, you know, kind of putting the Band-Aid on it after the fact. Now, one thing, does Mr. Wizard care about the content? I sincerely doubt it, honestly. Like, you know, hey, EVO runs like MK and all sorts of stuff. Like, honestly, Soul Calibur's worse than Dead or Alive's been for the last few years when it comes to, like, you know, content of stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right? Soul Calibur's been way worse than that, than DOA has been for some time, and that's fine, right? But the one thing bugs me a little bit here. So, Mr. Wizard said, it does not reflect the core values of EVO, which is fine, and the FGC. And I don't think he gets to speak for the entirety of the fighting game community over this matter, especially when the main motivation of EVO Japan is simply to make money, and the only reason this is happening is to make sponsors happy, right? Markman, once again, God bless him, is surrounded by cup noodles and Red Bull stuff, right? So, in the end, this is just purely make the sponsors happy kind of thing, and I don't know if you've been watching, but cup noodles run some questionable commercials themselves, so, like, it's whatever on that, right? But I don't know. I'm not a fan of the wording. If he just said EVO, sure, whatever. But the rest of the FGC, he doesn't get to make that call. Like, for me personally, if I was in charge, I wouldn't have allowed that stuff on stage to begin with, right? As a long-time Dead or Alive fan, I've been very much like saying, you know, I very much appreciate Dead or Alive for the gameplay, and I don't really care for the sexy stuff. I know some people do, that's just not for me. But in the end, this is what happened. In the end, it was kind of harmless. Just people playing around with photo mode. They did some silly stuff. A lot of people had fun watching it. Once again, the stream attendance went up when they were messing around with this kind of stuff, right? So people had fun. They probably sold a couple more copies in the game than they would have otherwise. So in the end, it's kind of harmless, and it's just kind of a big blow up now. Now, in the end, will this amount to much? Probably not. I just hope if EVO or any other tournament has issues with, say, questionable content they might not like, I certainly hope they run it by the people they're loaning their main stage to actually know what they're going to be running, right? That seems kind of sloppy at best, honestly. So the end game is more eyes on DOA, probably sell a couple more copies because it'll be the news for the next couple days. For me, hey, I'm looking forward to that DLC. It's cool My Sure News come back. Looking forward to the World Tournament. Hope it comes to Canada. And hey, that open beta, man, really cool. Try it out. So in the end, inadvertently and not through intentional means, I think Dead or Alive 6 is definitely the big winner of EVO Japan, because I don't think they realized the kind of ruckamuck that was going to be happening, and it's definitely played out in their favor in the end, I would think. But anyways, all I can tell you is you can make your own opinions, but in the end, I know one person who's a big fan, and that's Dogura. But anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you had some sort of entertainment out of this whole big quote-unquote scandal, if it were. check out the open beta if you haven't already. That'll be cool. All the characters in the game will be playable. And yeah, that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dead or Alive.